Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Kyle Richards calls new RHOBH season stressful. Season 14 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills was tough for Kyle Richards. Her fractured friendship with Dorit Kemsley was a major plot point. Plus, Kyle's ongoing separation from her husband, Mauricio Vimansky, also took a toll on the reality star. During the Season 14 RHOBH reunion, Kyle was grilled by host Andy Cohen. He seemed particularly annoyed that Kyle refused to mention her bestie, Morgan Wade, by name on Beverly Hills. It was a fair point since Kyle was keeping part of her life off camera. And being on a reality show means opening up your whole life, so Kyle caught some grief. So now that Dorit and Kyle's friendship is in a better place, will that equal a better season for Kyle? During an Amazon Live video shared via TikTok, Kyle spilled some tea about Season 15 of RHOBH. A fan asked Kyle, "How is filming for this season going?" She sighed and replied, "It's going. It's going well in the sense that you guys will like it." She added, it's stressful also." Kyle continued, "But what I do like about this season is, yes, there is drama and there's stress, but there's also some fun for me, which I didn't get to have last year." The actress added, "So I have been having fun as well, so that balances it out for me, and then I can handle it, Meanwhile, Kyle didn't give any details about a reported issue between newbie Rachel Zoe and returning RHOBH star Denise Richards. To be clear, we don't know what role Denise will have in Season 15, or if she is filming guest appearances. With all this supposed drama, it sounds like Season 15 of RHOBH will be a nice balance between fireworks and fun, just the way Kyle likes it. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is streaming on Peacock and on Hulu in the UK and Ireland. Kyle Richards has never been one to shy away from drama. After all, she's been a cornerstone of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills since the very first diamond was handed out. But as the cameras rolled on the newest season, Kyle admitted that this year's storyline might be one of the most intense she's ever lived through on reality TV. In a recent interview, Kyle described the filming experience in one simple, yet loaded, word: stressful. And when Kyle Richards says something is stressful, you can bet that it's not just a little tension over dinner seating arrangements. This is Beverly Hills level stress, complete with designer gowns, diamond-studded tiers, and enough whispered confrontations to keep fans glued to their screens. The pressure builds behind the scenes. Sources close to production say the tension started early this season. The cast entered filming carrying unresolved conflicts from last year. Friendships fractured, loyalties tested, and social alliances shifting like the Beverly Hills fault lines. Kyle, who was usually the glue holding the group together, suddenly found herself caught in the middle of clashing egos. "It's like being the referee at a boxing match where everyone is wearing heels," she said with a wry laugh. "You're trying to keep things civil, but someone always throws the first punch. Verbally, of course." The stress wasn't just on set. Kyle's personal life also faced intense public speculation. From her evolving marriage with Mauricio Vimansky to rumors about new friendships and rifts, the outside noise often spilled into the show's filming days. "I'd go into a scene thinking I was prepared," Kyle admitted. "But then someone would bring up something I read online that morning, and suddenly I'm defending my entire life." In the glamorous yet perilous world of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, diamonds may be forever, but peace and quiet? Not so much. For Kyle Richards, the franchise's longest-running star and unofficial glue of the group, this upcoming season has been less about sipping champagne and couture and more about surviving an emotional roller coaster that even Bravo's best editors couldn't fully contain. When Kyle sat down for a candid interview last week, she didn't mince words. "This season has been stressful," she said, leaning in as though the single adjective didn't quite do it justice. Her hands waved animatedly, a telltale sign that she was reliving moments she'd rather keep filed away in the mental do not reopen cabinet. And from what's leaked so far, the drama is not just the usual mix of dinner party spats and boutique openings gone wrong. This season digs into raw nerves, long-buried resentments, and, perhaps most notably, a shift in Kyle's own role within the group. Viewers have watched Kyle go from peacemaker to instigator to the woman holding the receipts, depending on the year. But now, she finds herself in a new, unfamiliar position, the one whose life is under the microscope. It's different when you're the one everyone's talking about, she admitted. It's one thing to mediate other people's issues. It's another to have your own friendships and choices dissected on camera by people you thought were your friends. Sources close to production say that this season blurs the line between reality TV and real reality in ways that have left the cast shaken. There are scenes that are less about petty drama and more about genuine hurt, one insider teased. It's compelling, but it's not easy to watch. And it definitely wasn't easy for Kyle to live through. The dinner party to end all dinner parties. Of course, no RHOBH season would be complete without a signature Bravo dinner party implosion. This year's took place in a sprawling Malibu estate, with floor-to-ceiling windows framing the Pacific, a setting so beautiful it seemed destined to be ruined by yelling. According to those who were there, the evening started peacefully enough. There were trays of oysters, a string quartet, and even a signature Beverly Bubbles cocktail. But as the second course was served, subtle digs began flying across the table. Within minutes, voices rose, alliances crumbled, and someone stormed out before dessert. Kyle, who had been trying to steer the conversation towards safe topics like summer vacations, ended up in the verbal crossfire. It felt like everyone decided at the same time that I needed to be confronted, she said later. I couldn't even keep track of who was upset with me and for what. The changing dynamics. Part of the stress, Kyle explained, comes from the shifting group chemistry. Some relationships that once felt solid now show cracks, while unexpected bonds are forming in the most unlikely corners. I've been on the show long enough to know that friendships evolve, Kyle said. But this year, the pace at which things change is dizzying. One week you think someone's got your back, the next they're sitting across from you in an interview saying something you never saw coming. Rumors about cast shakeups and new additions have only added to the tension. New faces bring new energy, but they also have a way of stirring the pot in ways veterans don't always anticipate. Sometimes, Kyle admitted with a sigh, I miss the early days. Before Instagram, before blogs dissected every word, before we all knew how to play the game so well. Life beyond the cameras. What makes this season particularly intense for Kyle is that her personal life hasn't been immune to speculation. She's been juggling filming with family commitments, business ventures, and her own health goals. Add in a few headlines about her marriage and friendships, and it's no wonder she's been losing sleep. There were days I would come home from filming and just sit in silence, Kyle confessed. I'd light a candle, take a bath, and try to remember that I'm more than the moments people will see on TV. Her family, as always, has been both her anchor and her most honest mirror. My daughters are quick to remind me when I'm taking the show too seriously, she said with a small laugh. They'll say, Mom, it's TV. People fight. You'll survive. And they're right. But in the middle of it, it doesn't feel like just TV. It feels personal. The fans' role in the drama. That RHOBH fandom is famously passionate, with opinions sharper than a diamond's edge. This season, Kyle expects the audience to be more divided than ever. I know people will watch and take sides, she said. They always do. But I hope they also see the humanity behind what we go through. We're not just characters. We're people navigating real friendships under extreme circumstances. In fact, she hinted that there are moments where she breaks the fourth wall, acknowledging the presence of the cameras in a way she hasn't before. It's not about pretending anymore, she explained. Sometimes, the audience needs to see that we're aware of the circus we're in, looking ahead, despite the stress, or perhaps because of it. Kyle says she's grown from the experience. You learn a lot about yourself when you're tested, she reflected. I've learned to set boundaries, to stand up for myself, even when my voice shakes, and to take breaks when I need them. She's also learned that while Beverly Hills may be a place of luxury, it's not always comfortable. It's easy to look at the show and think it's all designer handbags and trips to Aspen, she said. But behind the scenes, it's work. Emotional work, relationship work, and sometimes survival work. As for whether she'll return after the season, Kyle remained coy. "I never say never," she teased, "but I also never say forever."